What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color. I just got back from CD Warehouse, which is a secondhand media store here in the area, and I kind of went a little crazy and came home with a big stack of strange and unusual things that I have never seen before, and I'm going to share them all with you right now. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this stack. Quick disclaimer at the beginning of the video, I have not seen any of these films, so this is not as much of a recommendation video as it is just, hey, look at this cool stuff I found. Hope you find it interesting. First of all, these are not that unusual. I know what these are. I'm familiar with these. These are some Eclipse series from the Criterion collection. I found 2 Eclipse box sets with several films inside, and I like to pick these up when I find them for cheap, because these are not cheap. These are like $40, and my store never has any of them in the 50% off sale. So these are really cool when I find them. These are both only $15 each. So I was very excited. So one of them has 4 films in it, and one of them has 3 films. $15, you can't beat that. And I always like broadening my palette with more international films. So I did do a quick Google search and check out a little bit about these on the Criterion website before I went ahead and purchased them, just to make sure it wasn't like completely not for me. But this sounds like something I'd be interested in. First one here is Basil Durden's London Underground, which is a British director, and these are some of his films from the 1960s. They seem to be crime films dealing with a lot of social issues, and it says it's a mix of comedy, suspense, and horror. So sounds like a little bit of a mixed bag, and it sounds interesting. I'll go ahead and slide these out for you. I did go ahead and snatch this because, like I said, I do like to grab these Eclipse series because I'm pretty sure Criterion's never going to release Blu-rays for these. So I think it is a safe bet to go ahead and pick these up when I find them for cheap. This is the first film here, The League of Gentlemen. No Extraordinary. And then we have All Night Long, Victim, and Sapphire. So very intriguing, very cool. I do need to see more British cinema, so I'm excited to check those out. Let me know in the comments if you have seen any of these 4 films, or just anything about Basil Durden in general, if you know a little bit about that director, because from what I read about him, he seems pretty interesting. So that is Eclipse series number 25, and once again, I got that for $15. And the other Eclipse series I got for the same price is Jean Gremion, During the Occupation. I've been going on an adventure through French cinema over the last year, mostly new wave stuff, so I'm excited to check out some older French cinema. These are all films from the 40s, and I'm a big fan of 40s films, at least American films, so I am interested in looking at some French films from that time period as well. This includes 3 films on DVD. I didn't mention that with the first one, but if you don't know, the Eclipse series are only available on DVD. I'm going to butcher all of these, so I'm just going to show you them because I don't know how to speak French. This is Lumière d'été, something. The second film is Remorques. And the third film, Le ciel est à vous. So Jean Gremion is apparently a very influential French filmmaker, and these are all films he made during the occupation in World War II. So very cool set. Very excited to check that one out. So 2 new Eclipse series added to my collection, one from France and one from England. I have 2 other Criterions here that I will talk about, and then we'll get on to some other labels. The first one here is Bicycle Thieves, which is directed by Vittorio De Sica, who also directed A Miracle in Milan, which I bought in the November Criterion sale. So I was interested in checking out more of his work. This is a film from 1948. It's only 89 minutes. It's an Italian film. This is an Italian director. Another reason that I actually picked this one up is because I saw an article on the Criterion.com website that was Aubrey Plaza's top 10 films in the collection, and Bicycle Thieves was right in the middle of her list. And my wife is a huge Aubrey Plaza fan, and when she found that out, she was like, go ahead and buy it. I want to see it. I'm interested to see what it's like. And it was only $14.99, which is a great price for a Criterion. That's cheaper than the 50% off sale. Like I said, CD Warehouse has some great prices, and they had a bunch of cool stuff this time. They even had a bunch of Criterion box sets, which I didn't get today because I spent too much money already, but they had a lot of cool stuff. And the last Criterion I picked up is called Topsy Turvy. I picked this one up because when I first started looking at Criterions at Barnes & Noble a couple years ago, I started sifting through Barnes & Noble. This one always jumped out at me with this cover art. I really like this cover art. I think it's very cool, very eye-catching, and very intriguing. And I did read through the back, and it seems interesting. So I am going to check this one out. And also, it was only $12.99. Can't beat it. It's in great shape. $12.99 for a Criterion is nuts. Hopefully it's great. Let me know if you've seen it. Now, shifting gears away from Criterion, we're going to go to another label, which is BFI. And I actually don't own any BFI releases prior to today because that is a British company, British Film Institute, I believe it stands for. I don't know. I'm just guessing there. But they're all Region 2 stuff. And I usually can't play Region 2 stuff, but I just got a Panasonic UB820 player, which allows me to play Region B Blu-rays. So I'm very excited to check out some of these. I haven't heard of any of these before today, but they were super cheap. They were like $8. So I got some good stuff. Here we go. We got Separation is our first one, which is a film starring Jane Arden about a mental breakdown that her character goes through. And it sounds like it's very dreamlike and ethereal. So I don't know. It sounds interesting to me. It's got the full booklet. And like I said, later it's $7.99. $7.99. And then I got these 3 other BFIs that are actually part of the collection. These are all BFI flip side dual format editions. The first one is called Lunch Hour, which I believe is about a woman trying not to, or maybe having an affair on her lunch hour with a man. And it's got a really nice cover there, number 17. Very cool. Like I said, dual format edition. So it has a Blu-ray and a DVD and a booklet. Very nice presentation. That was another one that was $8 or $9. This next one here is spine number 20. And it is Little Malcolm and His Struggle Against the Eunuchs, which is a dark comedy starring John Hurt. I don't know if this is going to be my thing or not, but I did read through and it sounded funny from the premise. So there we've got a DVD and a Blu-ray dual format edition. Let me know if you have seen that film in the comments below. And then the last one from the BFI that I got is in spine number 19 called Deep End. I love these colors. Like I said, I don't have any of these BFIs, but I love how they always use the bright primary colors. I guess orange isn't a primary color, but you know what I mean. Deep End, a film by Jerzy Skolimowski. It says it is a darkly comic and utterly compelling portrait of Britain in an era of uncertainty. I guess I didn't read the directors on the others two. I probably should have done that. So Little Malcolm is a film by Stuart Cooper. And then Lunch Hour is a film by James Hill. And like I said earlier, with the Basil Durden set, I do want to watch more British cinema because I haven't seen very much of it at all, and it's in English, so there's no excuse. So I'm going to check these 4 out. I'll let you know what I think of them down the road. I also found one more BFI release, That Kind of Girl, but I could not get it because the guy behind the counter could not find the discs. They take all the discs out when they put these on the shelf, and you have to get them at the front when you check out. And someone put the discs in the wrong section, and he couldn't find them. I did give him my number, and he said he's going to call me if those discs turn up, but it was a bit of a bummer that I couldn't come home with that one. Next, we're going to go to Kino Lorber, which is a different boutique label that I've talked about on this channel before, and I just got a couple from Kino just because they jumped out at me. I actually had a lot of Kino stuff there, but I didn't pick up a bunch of it because some of it, I don't know, it didn't jump out at me. It didn't seem like something I would be into, but these two piqued my interest, and I went ahead and grabbed them. This one was only $12. This is Derek Jarman's adaptation of Shakespeare's The Tempest. I have a friend who is big into Shakespeare. He's actually works at the Shakespeare Tavern. He's an actor. And does Shakespeare plays there year-round. His name is Evan. He's been on the channel before. If you saw the Criterion sale haul I did with him on the last Criterion sale. So he's a big Shakespeare fan, and I texted him when I was at the store, and I said, have you seen this adaptation? And he said no. And I said, I think I'm going to get it, because it's only $12, and maybe I'll watch this with him. Maybe he'll come over, and we'll have a movie night. So there it is, The Tempest. Don't know anything about it, except for the glowing spiel on the back. that was very high praise, obviously, because they're trying to sell it. And it sounds like, if nothing else, it's a very beautiful looking movie. So excited to check that one out. And the other Kino movie I got is super weird, and I've never heard of this, and I have no idea what to expect with this, but it's called Who's Crazy? And I'm just going to read the blurb on the back here because it sounds fascinating. Long thought to be lost until the only surviving copy was salvaged from director Thomas White's garage. I almost said garbage. Garage. Who's Crazy from 1966 is a wild, free-form burst of 1960s experimentalism. So it was found in his garage, not in his garbage. And I'm going to go ahead and read one more sentence on here because it sounds insane. It's kind of what made me pick up the film. The actors don't have much need for words when they can dance around, light things on fire, and drip hot wax on each other instead. So it's apparently about a bunch of insane people. It's very experimental. 1960s. It looks like it's in black and white. I don't know. It sounds crazy. It's got a booklet. It's got a really cool disc art, and it's from Kino Lorber. A cinematic thrill that deserves an honored place in the history books. I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be, if nothing else, just a crazy, bonkers experience. So I'm excited to check that one out. If you've seen Who's Crazy, let me know. All right, moving right along. We've only got 3 left, and we're getting even weirder with this next one. This is Moliere? Is that how you pronounce that? Moliere? I can't tell you much about this at all because everything on this box is in French. Normally, I am not the kind of person who just buys things that he hasn't seen, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I was in a very adventurous mood today, and I had a little bit of birthday money left over, and I was like, well, why not? Well, this will be a fun video. I'll just go ahead and buy a bunch of new things that I don't know much about, and most of these are from boutique labels and at least somewhat critically acclaimed, so I think it'll be all right. It should be a lot of fun. I'll check these out, and I can tell you about them later after I've seen them. I have no idea how this ended up at my shop, but I'm assuming there was some collector who unfortunately had to sell off a bunch of his stuff, and that's where all this European titles came from. But this is Moliere. I did look it up briefly. Apparently he is a playwright from the 1600s, one of the world's greatest playwrights according to the internet. So I'm assuming that this is just adaptations of his plays, because there's a lot in here. There's the list. Like I said, it's in French. I can't read it, but there are several different plays there. You've got a really cool looking booklet there. And then this is, I don't know if it's a dual format edition or if this is just bonus features on the DVD, but it says DVD Les Bonus. And this is the Blu-ray feature. So yeah, I'm going to pop this in and see what in the world this is. It seems very cool. The cinematography looks gorgeous on this stuff. So if nothing else, I will look at that. Gosh. Yeah, if nothing else, it looks like it'll be beautiful. I'm going to check out Moliere, hopefully pretty soon. That'll be another French adventure for me to go on. But yeah, there it is. Look at that. Very cool. I looked it up on eBay briefly, and there was only one on all of eBay, and it was like $40. And this only cost me $10. So I couldn't pass it up. It was too interesting, and hopefully I enjoy that. Next, we've got a very strange release. I don't know where this is from. This is from Explosive Media. I don't know how small of a label this is. This is Rancho River, which I only got because it's James Stewart, and my wife and I love watching James Stewart movies. He's one of our favorite actors, maybe our favorite actor. Love him so much. And this is a Western with James Stewart. It might be terrible. I don't know. And it's got a white case, which is very unusual, very strange. I don't think I own any white Blu-ray cases, so that's a first. And then the last one I have here is from Columbia Classics. It is nominated for 11 Academy Awards from 1984, winner of Best Supporting Actress and Best Score. It's A Passage to India from director David Lean, who you know from Lawrence of Arabia and The Bridge on the River Kwai. Oscar-nominated film and Oscar-winning film, and it was only $3.99. So I had to get it. $3.99. Can't beat it. That's so weird that Columbia used to use the Spider-Man font. I know it's the Columbia font, but it looks like the Spider-Man font. That's how I see it. But there you go. A Columbia Classics, David Lean film. Only $4. So that is it. That's the stash. That is my entire haul that I picked up today. A little bit of Eclipse, a little bit of a Criterion, a little BFI, and a bunch of other random weird goodness. Went a little bit crazy, but hopefully it leads to some good exploration of film and some learning. And hopefully I enjoy most, if not all of those films. But I'll let you guys know when I get around to watching them. Maybe I can do a follow-up to this video, and maybe I can do more of this in the future, because this was fun. This is a fun day. I was thinking about doing this video and talking to you guys while I was buying this stuff. So it motivated me a little bit to get a little bit out of my comfort zone and try some new things. So thank you guys for watching, as always, and I'll talk to you guys in the comments down below. Until next time, keep collecting, happy hunting, and I will see you in the very next video real soon.